Hello, hello. I thought I would actually talk on my recording this evening and talk lines, different types of lines and shading with line scratching on Scratchboard. I'm working in an area on this bare piece where I can really kind of show what I'm talking about. So thought, you know what, I'm gonna talk. So this is Scratchboard art. I'm on a clay surface that's coated in ink. It's a board, a panel really, about 1/8 of an inch thick, that is packed down, very packed clay, and it's coated with India ink. And when you scratch at it, use different abrasive tools and pull that ink up, you're gonna get down to that white, and that's how you create your image. So kind of like, you know, reverse. I like doing charcoal drawings a lot, and you start with your darks first with charcoal on white paper. Just flip that around, and I like it because it makes your brain think a little differently. But right now, so I'm using 2 different tools to create a lot of different textures. So this is a fiberglass brush. It's a small one. This is from a brand called Euro Tool that I found on Amazon that I really like, because the fiberglass brush seems to stay nice and stiff and really pulls up. Now, depending on how much pressure I'm applying, it's gonna determine what kind of effect that I'm gonna get with this. So when I zoom in here, and you're gonna hear Emma probably snoring in the background. She's lovely. That's my pug. She's with me wherever I go in the house, always. She'd probably go in the shower with me if I let her, but you know, we're not gonna do that. But anywho, so this is gonna create more of a soft line. Depending on the pressure that I apply, like I said, we're gonna get brighter, sharp lines. There, I'm pushing a little harder so you can maybe hopefully see that. Let me move this up, sorry, there we go. So I'm gonna really pull and push, and it's gonna create that harder line. You know what, I've got an idea. This is a little 2x2 clay board that I coated myself with India ink. But I can show you what I'm talking about. So if I lightly push, I'm gonna get lines, and then I can even lighten my touch even more and get a very subtle line, or push harder and change the position that I'm holding the tool. So if I go more at a 90-degree angle, it's gonna take it out quick. And lighten that up pretty quick. Same thing, this is, I think these are just called metal nibs. You can get these in different shapes. Now if I push with just the side, oops, sorry, you can see the kind of line it's creating. If I turn my angle more to the point and pull, I'm going to get a nice sharp defined line. This is really great for creating hair, individual hairs. And so you can imagine a Scratchboard. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how this works on my actual piece, because it's a little harder to see. So I've used the fiberglass brush here, creating more of this fuzzy, I would say, soft, let's say that, hair texture. And I'm leaving some of this black as a shadow because the hair is lighter coming over the lip, I would call this right here, to the chin area. Okay, so sorry, I keep getting interrupted. This is, I'm just leaving black for shadow, but this is where I'll be able to pull in these nice, sharp, bright lines. You don't want to, so with lines, I don't want to just, you know, do something like this where it's just like, I don't know, fence post lines, what would you even call that? Very straight lines. You can create pieces using just straight lines with Scratchboard. I've seen people do that. I really like to try to make flowy looking texture, hair texture. So you want to kind of mix it up, right? So it might start creating a pattern almost in your mind and you zone out. It's kind of like, I kind of count when I'm doing it. Like I'll be like, in my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I start developing like this flow, then creating more of a pattern almost that doesn't look like a pattern from a distance. So I'm coming over that nice soft line area. I'm going to do the same down here. Sorry, this shadow keeps coming in. It's one thing that's hard about working at night. Can never seem to get the lighting quite right. I'm just going to focus on bringing in these lighter hairs on the very ends to indicate that there's still shadow here and it's getting light as the fur's touching light towards the end. And at the ends, it gives you a really good opportunity to create that fur detail because your eye is drawn to kind of that line there. And you don't want just like a hard, you know, like this line. You want to soften it up and give it a lot of texture and movement. Anyway, this is probably going to get long, so I'm going to stop talking. But I wanted to create some of the techniques I use when making lines on these Scratchboard pieces. I've only done a handful of these now. I really enjoy it. I am no expert by any means, but I do like to share what I learn as I do. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you've made it this far, I appreciate you listening. Good night. Good night, Emma.